Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Awaken Your Wings. I'm just gonna move this. I feel like I'm just gonna move it out a little bit here. There we go. Alright. Welcome to Awaken Your Wings. We're here again for our general card reading of the day. 3-card collective reading for you. Let's let some people tune in here. Good morning, Sinead. Good morning, Ken. I'm going to be using the Energy and Spirit deck again this morning. I don't know, this deck is just like, it's become my go-to deck. I'm just in love with it. Okay, I think we got our cards. Yep, we do. Okay, we got 4 cards today, guys. Good morning, Jeanette. I had 4 cards jump out, so I'm just going to do 4. That's the way she goes. Alright, so our first card today is called the Healing Heart, and it is upright. Love, acceptance, and romance. This card brings bountiful joy and hope at this time. You may have had blocks to love before, but those old frustrations and pains are being resolved. Your optimism about love is increasing, and you in turn are experiencing increasingly loving treatment. The process of healing heart energy always starts and ends with the self. You may have received misinformation about yourself or about love from your parents or your partners in the past. But the difficult experiences that once caused you to lose trust are now being released. And you are finally ready to love and be loved. So open your heart to the tender care you truly deserve. Rest assured that the light of the divine love is shining on your own heart center. New love, abundant friendship, and tenderness are on the way. Cool card. This card, there's a lot in this one, okay? It talks about your definition of love and how that developed coming from relationships in your childhood that you looked up to or from your caregivers. There's lots to unpack there. But those things really set us up to direct ourselves in different ways, right? So if you grew up in a childhood where love was conditional and, you know, that's the way you're going to see how love should be growing up and attracting that into your life, right? You're going to attract people that you can only love conditionally if they fit into your box. And a lot of people on the other end of that are going to operate the same way sometimes. So this card really is saying that you are starting to figure that out. You know, the definition that you developed for love throughout your life may not be accurate. So this is a good chance to take a look at that definition of how you define love in your life. Is the love you give free and flowing? Is it flowing freely out of you and into other people without strings attached? Because if you're in a situation where there is love, what you think is love, and there's many strings attached to that, that's not authentic love, right? So just really kind of reflecting on that. If you are in a relationship as well, reflecting on your part that you play, and really reflecting on your definition of love and what that means to you, what that looks like for you. Sometimes we have to redefine these things in our lives to redirect ourselves in the right direction, right? So I really, really encourage you guys to really look at your past experiences, and this could be past relationships as well. The more you work on this stuff, the more you're going to usher that authenticity into your life, right? It opens you up to receiving and giving what love is supposed to be like. Very unconditional, right? That's the purity of it. No conditions attached. Okay, so we're going to get on to our next card here. It's called Ascended Masters. And it came up reversed. So we'll read that meaning. Oh, yeah. Hey, Ken. So, devoted spirits with specific intentions. This came up reversed. So this card reversed reveals the presence of 2 or more ascended masters. Anthony of Padua, master of teaching and speaking, brings knowledge of the world to you. He is beloved for assisting with finding lost objects and also for helping lost people find their way home, either literally or spiritually. Call on this miracle worker when you need direction or communication, or even if you've lost something important to you. Kuan Yin is the master of compassion, of personal space, purpose, and motherhood. Call on her to release judgment of yourself and others, to help you find your purpose, or even deal with fertility issues. She can also help you bring profound peace in any situation. These and so many more ascended masters are devoted to you. They long to offer their love and assistance, so meditate, relax, and receive. So I think the gist of this card is we need to start calling on our ascended masters when we're feeling stuck. They're there waiting. They're waiting for us to invoke them, to call upon them into our lives to help us through these things, right? This card talks specifically about 2 of them. The master of teaching, speaking, and knowledge of the world, or finding lost objects. So this is Anthony of Padua. This is Saint Anthony. If you look into any kind of religious background, this is Saint Anthony. In the Catholic faith, I know that they use Saint Anthony my grandma used to always had a little chant about when you lost something, and she would say, Tony, 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 and she would pray to Saint Anthony, and more often than not, whatever she was looking for would appear somewhere along in her day. So these are the entities that we need to call upon when we are feeling stuck. The other one here, just gotta look at her name again, Kuan Yin. This is I would say this is similar to working with Archangel Gabriel, because Gabriel is also the angel of mothers. So same kind of energy, right? So if you are a mother and you're struggling in your relationships with your children, if you're struggling with fertility issues, if you're struggling with pregnancy issues, Brandy, this would be a good one for you. I know you're not tuned in right now, but this one would speak directly to you. This is, if you're not familiar with these 2 ascended masters, you can also call upon the angels that are associated with the same thing, right? So it's really important that we remember we have these entities above really looking out for us, and they are at our fingertips, guys. Let's use them as tools to bring us some confirmation, some clarity, and some direction. Okay, I'm going to get on to the next card. This one is called Confusion, and it came up reversed as well. The Confusion card reversed marks a time of greater peace and understanding. The path ahead becomes clear, and you feel more purposeful and directed. This is an auspicious time, for you now have the power to make a decision that truly resonates with your purpose and desires. You also have the insight to determine the kind of action necessary to make those dreams a reality. Trust your heart and make a plan. If this card is near the Conscious Steps card, this calling is especially important now. Know that your inner strength and clarity will carry you through to a beneficial outcome. Okay, so this card insinuates that we have to let... Yes, Sinead, that's right. This card, confusion, okay? It represents many choices and uncertainty. What are those doubts that are holding you back? The card itself says past, known, unknown, future, perhaps, maybe. Like, look at all the confusion on that card, hey? And it came up reversed, so I feel like that confusion is starting to lift for most of us. It's time for us to really trust ourselves and our heart space, and trust that our decisions are going to bring us to the best outcome possible. Getting confirmation through signs in nature, you know, all those things. It's time to really pay attention, guys. Really pay attention to this stuff, because you're sitting idle in a spot where you're ready to do this work. That's what this card speaks of. Okay, so I'm going to get into the last card here, because it is past life guides. Wow, we got a lot of guides surrounding us today. Excuse me. And this came up upright. Karmic lessons, present assistance. Your soul moves from lifetime to lifetime, and great bonds are forged in families enduring such shared experiences as love, gain, and loss. This card indicates the presence of past life guides, people you connected with long ago who want to assist you with your karmic lessons now. Some have very specific intentions that actually rekindle their previous influence. For example, a husband from a past life could help bring a new husband to you in this life. A business partner from a previous incarnation may aid you in professional decisions now. Someone who was once your spiritual teacher may be currently giving you the guidance or leading you to an important new practice. So if you have present questions, ask your past life guides to bring the understanding you need. You may even get a sense of past events and understand their relevance in the current situation. If you're trying to manifest love, healing, or financial success, invite the assistance of your caring past life connections who are with you still and have more power than you think. So that's a kind of a cool card. This reading is really calling on us to tap in to what we have at our fingertips for help as far as past life guides. Yeah, hey Jeanette. And Ascended Masters. This, like, I really feel like our heart space, that first card, we're ready. We're ready to accept unconditional goodness and love into our lives. Our heart space is open and ready, and in order to really do that in a full sense, we need to really reach out to those Ascended Masters. And it doesn't have to be specifically the two that come up in this card. Whatever that looks like for you personally, right? For me, it's angels. I connect very, very deeply with angels on a deep level. If you're struggling to know who your Ascended Masters are, or your spirit guides, there's ways to figuring that out too. I'm fortunate enough to have explored that area quite in depth, so I kind of have a really good sense of what fits for me. But if there's some of you out there that are struggling with that, please let us know. We can help you with that. There's ways, there's tools that we can figure that stuff out for you, right? And then that third card is, again, goes along with the theme that we've been having recently about really reflecting on those doubts and fears that may be getting in our way. This card came reversed, and the meaning for it in reversed is saying that there's no more of that happening for you. So if there is still some residual doubts and fears there, I really encourage you to reflect on that. And in that, call upon your ancestors, call upon your Ascended Masters, whoever that is on the spiritual side, that you connect with. Call upon them. They're there. They're waiting for us to ask them to intervene. These beings cannot intervene into our lives unless we call upon them to do so. It's like a karmic law that they follow, okay? They can sit there, they will hover and watch, and they will always make sure that we are physically safe. That's their job. But if we want them to directly intervene into a situation to help it and have the most positive outcome for all involved, we have to call upon them. That's our part. There has to be an action on our part because we have to agree to that help. It's the same concept as like Reiki. So there's, you can't do Reiki on a person unless they accept that from you, okay? So it's that karmic law, that give and take. You have to ask for their help. They need your permission to intervene because of the free will that we hold. Every soul on this planet has free will. We were born with it for a reason. And if we choose not to reach out for that help and for them to not intervene, that's on us, right? They're there waiting for us to reach out and ask for their help. So that part is on us. That's the action we need to take. So moving forward, knowing that piece is very important because that's all it takes is help me, or, so-and-so, I need you now. Please intervene for the best outcome for everyone involved. So that's how that stuff works. If you have any problems with any of that, please reach out to either Jada, I, or Sinead as well, because we do have tools in order, that we use. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. And, we have tools to help open you up to this stuff, okay? We have ways. And we have many different things that you can try. There's not just one way, right? And then you just pick and choose what fits for you and leave the rest for someone else. That's how we operate, right? So please don't hesitate to reach out if you're struggling in any of those ways. We do give free advice. The only time we charge for our services is if we're actually performing something or, doing actual work on you. But advice is always free from us. Oh, that's awesome, Steph. I'm glad that's speaking to you. All right, so that is our reading for today. I hope that was good for you guys. Just remember, we got a whole team on the other side that's there rooting for us and cheering us on and ready to help at a moment's notice. So just keep that in mind when you're struggling and doing a bit of that reflection. If you start to struggle and you get some doubts coming in there, there's beings out there that are ready to help you, and we're here too, ready to help. So just keep that in mind. I hope everyone has a very blessed start to their week today, and I will see you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for our general card reading of the day. All right, love you guys. Take care, and have a very blessed day.